At 5 good reasons why God exists, we not only want to bring you great presentations, but we want to bring you good practical tools that you can use to share this content with your friends and family. And so today we're focusing on the problem of evil. Rather than the title being how to answer the problem of evil, it probably should be how to start to answer the problem of evil. Because the problem of evil is a vast topic that whole books have been written about. But just because there's been whole books written on the subject doesn't mean that you can't figure out a way to start to answer the problem. And that's what we want to provide with you here in this session. I like what William Dembski says about this. Notice he says, the problem of good as it faces the atheist is this. Nature, which is the nuts and bolts reality for the atheist, has no values and thus can offer no grounding for good and evil. Values on the atheistic view are subjective and contingent. Well, we're going to unpack exactly all what that means here in this session. I'm Kerry Decker, your host for this session and also your presenter. This is Kaboom. We'll be right back. So I have a slide deck that I'd like to walk you through so that you can figure out how to start to answer this whole question of the problem of evil. And so let's take a look at it. Does evil disprove God? Some people think that because evil is real, God isn't. Nobody doubts evil is real. We know evil when we see it. So what best explains real evil? You see, both Christians and skeptics have to account for evil. Christians say it's a departure from God's nature and will. So what do skeptics say? How does the skeptic measure what's real evil? What standard does he use? It can't be based on individuals. Individuals can be really wrong about what's real evil. So individuals won't do. For the atheist, they can't be the standard upon which they determine what is good and evil. It can't be based on society. Societies can be really wrong about what's evil. So society won't do. Remember, what we're looking for here is some foundation upon which we can ground our judgments of good and evil so that we can determine what these are. And we've seen that it can't be the individual and it cannot be society. It can't be science. Science is not the basis for determining real evil. Science can tell us how to build a bomb, not if we should use it. It's not evolution. Evolution is not the basis for determining real evil. Evolution is about survival, not moral progress, and holds no one accountable to do what's right. And so the whole doctrine of evolution is just promoting the creature's survival. But that doesn't mean that the things that we find with evolution somehow is giving us a reliable standard of good in order for us to survive. You see, when you really start to think about it, skeptics can't base their basis for good and evil on the individual, society, science, evolution. And so they really have a bigger problem of evil than Christians do. They can't come up with a firm foundation for determining what's real evil. However, there is one source that serves as a firm foundation for knowing good and evil, and that source is God. Whatever reflects God's character is real good, and whatever doesn't is real evil. So think about it. Instead of evil proving that God isn't real, we know what real evil is precisely because God exists. So, If God is so good and powerful, why doesn't he stop evil? Animals suffer, fires rage, accidents happen, and children get raped. It seems that there's just too much evil in the world for God to exist. Well, here's the problem with this. We want God to end the evil that we abhor, but we don't want him to interfere with the evil that attracts. So we want him to stop all of the evil that we hate, but we don't want him to interfere with the evil that we like. If God jumped in and immediately punished all evil, where would that leave you? So maybe this helps. If we knew what God knows, then we would allow what God allows. It's true. This isn't the best of all possible worlds, but it just may be the way to the best of all possible worlds. The Bible is clear that sin and suffering are part of our human experience now, but it doesn't have to be that way forever. Jesus says this in John 14:6. I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. He promises us a world without evil. The question is will you trust him? Here on 5 Good Reasons Why God Exists, that we not only offer you great presentations, but also practical tools to help you to share this content with your friends and family. So let me encourage you to download the resources, the free resources that you'll find here on this site. We have a audio visual presentation of the slides that you just saw. We have a PowerPoint, we have a PDF, and we also have an infographic that you can download. And you can use these to teach or share with your friends one-on-one, or maybe in a small group or in a class or even at your church. And so that's it for now. I hope you'll continue to check out the great resources that we have here on 5 Good Reasons Why God Exists. I'm Carrie Decker. I'll see you next time.